Okay, so we're going to continue with the Outer Worlds. Now, amazingly, this is a game that has taken us since from before my computer broke in 2019. The end of 2019 through 2020. There's this calendar. I can pull it up. It's, oh, whoops. Let me put that on live. It's called Twitch Statistics, and it's, it shows like a big calendar and all the years since you've been streaming, and then the months in the year, and that's on a horizontal plane, and it's like 2017's full, and 18's full, and 19's basically full till the end of the year, and then my computer broke, and then I built this stage 2 and shit. We took about a month and a half off, and then life, the pandemic, the shit that we've all been going through in this year of our Lord 2020 hit. We missed another 6 weeks about 2 months ago, and and from that time, I have wanted to be done with the Outer Worlds. And we've got some good sessions in, but anyway, it probably shouldn't have taken this long. From before 2020, when my computer broke in late 2019, to now, where we are basically, I've got my final goals for the year on the board. We're in the final section of the year. Still playing the Outer Worlds, but I think we timed it perfectly because the DLC came out, and that's, but we would have had to go back to it, and I probably wouldn't have, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh, this is running well. Oh, that's like 180 what I assume were bot followers, so that's good. Yeah, that is good. Hey, look who it is. It's Von Hilger. Von Hilger's super smart. He's a good dude. He's, I think he's still a programmer. He hails originally from London. He's very creative, knows a lot about video games. He's an intelligent, young person. So I know you. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. No, you're growing really fast, man. You're growing really fast, and I think you're going to keep growing fast, Deathzone. I think, you deserve it. You deserve it. Looks like how's your photography doing? Last time I talked to you, it was going well. So, and also the last time we played this, life. You've been busy in the pandemic. Don't worry, I empathize. 2020 has been a rough year for my streaming as well, so I completely empathize, believe me. Unfortunately, we always have to kind of like get back into the rhythm, but fortunately, I'm not near as nervous about it this time around because we've done a lot. We've really done a lot. Obviously, we are going to focus on the Peril of Gorgon, though. I have liked this game. I really have, and if I was more active and we had less familial and life obligations, and I could go back to what we did in 17 and 18 and start putting 200-hour months in again. And I'd say, hey, let's do another Let's Play, because I've liked this game. People give this game a lot of shit, but I think it's good. I really do. I don't know why it gets so much shit. I don't see the big difference between this and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is genius. I'm going to go back to the ship. And we're going to do a thing. But with how things have worked this year, I just don't think it's an option. I think we just have to beat it at this point and move on to a different game. And do the capstone. Yes, but I'm glad to have you here, Vaughn, and I really appreciate it, and I hope life is at least treating you well. I haven't played this yet. I hope to eventually, though. I think you'd really like it. I really do. How is your favorite game, Dishonored, right? Maybe it's not your favorite game, but I know you did like it. We talked about it a lot. We're at the end. Our character is also in a really strange place, because obviously you can't get rid of probably the most interesting but underbaked system in the entire game, which is the whatchamacallits? Flaws, yeah, flaws. So, which sucks.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance.
But they're interesting. I want to go to Peril of Gorgon. I'm on the ship. I assume this is just like gonna happen. I know you can't have the game beat, so that's why I'm saying I feel like we timed this out okay.
Welcome back, Captain.
Hello, Ada.
How can I be of
Has been some time, hasn't it? We're playing this in real, like, This is now a hard science fiction playthrough.
Goodbye.
We're doing this in the time period that it would probably take, even with their technology. The events of the Outer Worlds would probably take at least a year. This is all generic stuff. I don't know how we unlocked the Peril of Gorgon. I know we're not supposed to have the game beat, though. But I also know we need to go do some things. Oh, it's definitely my favorite game. Oh, good. I haven't gotten all the achievements yet, but I am like 6 away. Oh, okay. How's work? How's work, Vaughn, and how's life? Is life, I hope, at least good? When you say life, is it good busy or bad busy? Hey, the chest is looking like the chest. Oh yes, copious fall damage. How can we forget about that? I'm surprised this isn't just there. Like spoofs, all quests in this game basically are twists on science fiction titles. This is from a really good Heinlein novel. Have spacesuit will travel. You'll learn a lot, actually. It is all about spacesuits. Every Joliquier. I gotta hear them pronounce this. Enunciate this stuff again. Original comes with a handcrafted golden lapel. Oh, that's right. We were doing this super long fetch quest. Celeste ordered a lapel to commemorate her prototype, but the parcel must be signed for and is still at HPS. Okay, go do that. Let's go do that. We'll find out. Hey, there's actually 2 main quests there. But I figured it's probably just options, right? Phineas has asked you to skip the Hope to Teretsu. Oh. Pleased with your result, requested you to come to Byzantium. Oh god, we really shouldn't have had any breaks. I'm trying to go back and forth between, oh, it's no big deal, but now I remember we're like so deep into this, we're at the... I feel like we're at the crossroads. We've actually done everybody's companion mission. I'm happy about that. I'll probably keep reiterating that. At least we don't have to worry about that. That ain't the concern. No longer the concern. Okay. I won't get into details, but work is the center of my dissatisfaction with my life. Understandable. And that dissatisfaction is what kept me down this year. But it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year for the whole human race, so... and you're young. You're young, so... You gotta do what makes you happy, I feel like.
That's what we really need, you know?
Figure out whatever that passion is in your life. That's gonna make you happy to wake up in the morning and enjoy your life. But this was long predicted, so we're getting through it, you know? We're surviving it. This has been an utterly unproductive 8 minutes here in the Outer Worlds, reacquainting ourselves with strange world. I put in a new command, by the way, in the chat, channel points. It's pretty expensive because I think a lot of you have a fucking ton of points. Oh, our first F-bomb of the day. Feels good. Also got to relearn these controls.
How'd you do that so fast?
This needs to be done. Like, this game just needs to be done. It's always here. There's 2 games that I just want to really, like, clean up for mental space and to move on to new stuff in a clean way. And that is, get the Borderlands 3 DLCs. Oh, this is
psychological damage or divorce litigation.
Prison, which we did find the last time we played that girl that we, like, convinced it was like a, yeah, they're just bringing in the refugees just to retire. Of course, they're just killing them. She did go check it out, thinking it was paradise, and we killed her ass. The Borderlands 2 DLCs, or 3 DLCs. And I'm just gonna put it on Mayhem, like, 6 or something. 7, maybe, the most, and just get them done. Just trying to get some of the stuff that we have been on checked off. Raising your range weapon skill unlocks time dilation. Location hits. Sure, once we get a quest done. Where do we need to go? It led us here. I guess because we're underground now. I'm just going to follow the green marker. I'm just going to be an automaton, and I'm going to walk to the green marker. And I'm going to look up while this loads. How do we unlock? Because I know I've got it installed. Players will need to have completed the quest Radio Free Monarch. Okay, we did. Players will receive a delivery on the ship of a severed arm and a recorder. Well, we've definitely done Radio Free Monarch. We're actually quite a few past that now. Oh, here we go. Yeah, our flaws have basically been ass. The food and drug addiction have made the end of this playthrough. I say the end, it'll probably take us another 3 years still. Painfully slow. Due to the removal of the suggestion box, all customers with complaints are to be directed to Windows C. Is there a policy for customer Oh, I gotta turn off this. Well, no, I don't. James Brown is fine. As long as it's slow. Let's put on Discover Weekly. As our policy for customer complaints is not to deal with them, Windows C will remain unmanned until further notice. Guess we kind of have two songs playing at once.
The Halcyon Parcel Service's work is never done.
She's looking like she's just decided her body rejects sleep. She doesn't need sleep. Jeff Bezos demands her at the warehouse for the pandemic. Her lips are blue from lack of oxygen and rest. Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service deliveries guaranteed with standard margins of accuracy. Jolicoeur, right? Jolicoeur? Or cool. It's k, but it's tough because it's French. What exactly? I think it's French. French. I don't speak fucking French. Do you have a parcel waiting for Clark? What do you do here, Olive? I guess another thing that's certainly another thing that slowed us down is we do like every dialogue option.
Halcyon Parcel Service is the most dependable parcel delivery service in the colony. You might even say we're part and parcel of Halcyon's commercial enterprise.
Hey.
That's just a little parcel joke.
Oh my. Repelled. Positively repelled. So if someone needed a package delivered, they come here. How about my package? We'll see you on Facebook Gaming.
Packages.
You have a parcel waiting for Clark, Minister Clark. Just parcels. Yeah, what is the difference? Like, a parcel's a piece of mail, right? Maybe, but if there's clothes, yeah, what is the difference?
It's very technical. Halcyon Parcel Service strictly adheres to the standards and definitions of packaging as outlined by the Executive Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. We can ship all the parcels you want. But if I start shipping packages, I could get into some real trouble. Handcuffs and hard labor
Accuracy and morale. Do you have a parcel waiting for Clark, Minister Clark?
We do, in fact, have a parcel here for a Mr. Clark.
Oh, there's two people.
Minister.
Okay, well, I'm here to pick up his parcel.
You're not an official member of the Halcyon Parcel Service team. That means you'll have to sign a release form.
Please don't be on food or drug. How do I do that?
Oh, I'd have to submit a request for a release form, and then wait for a receipt for my request of a release form. Then you'd have to make an appointment.
We have to get the release form to have the release form, and then have the release form be released.
Couldn't say. We've got a backlog, and I'm planning on retiring in the next 35 years, but I could give my successor a memo on your behalf. You're welcome to lodge a complaint in our suggestion box. Actually, no. We're still waiting on our delivery of a new suggestion box.
This is like Sears. This is how well Sears runs now. Minister's here in Byzantium. I'll make the delivery, and you're free to take the credit. Actually, let's get her name.
Why do you need to know?
Give me your name and your badge number. I'm a sovereign citizen.
You know, that is an absolutely sound and sensible line of reasoning. And I see your
squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Here's your parcel to be delivered to Mr. Clark, Minister.
The basic system doesn't work for shit, but the
How may I be of assistance?
Jolie, or it should be okay. Good, it's two different ones. I was worried that we were like taking a twist in the quest. Maybe Minister Clark from 3 weeks ago told us, "Hey, send me that thing instead of Celeste, and I'll give you some money."
If you would like to sign for a parcel, please go to window B.
Farewell, window B. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be another stupid quest.
Welcome to Halcyon
You gotta keep
Parcel
going to
Service,
different
where all
clerks.
parcels are guaranteed to be delivered within acceptable margins of certainty. How may I be of assistance?
Here to collect a parcel.
Let me just look
Your
that up
name,
for you.
your badge number.
It appears that a parcel for Ms. Jolicoeur, Celeste is currently out for delivery.
I was told the parcel was being delivered to Miss Jolicoeur's address, right?
Let me see here. A
Jolicoeur?
parcel for Jolicoeur, Celeste
Jolicoeur,
is being
there we go.
delivered to 316 Rockwell in the Byzantium Estates. Thank you for allowing HPS to be your only option today.
One thing they've got to do for the sequel, which will be helped by the Series X, is make it more of an open world game. It's too zoned for a game in 2019 when it came out. Like little areas like that requiring a loading screen. And I'm on an SSD. SSDs really don't make that big of a difference with this one. They do with games like Fallout and Borderlands 3, but for some reason this one not so much. So like a tiny zone like that requiring about a 45-second loading screen is something for the sequel to
wretched contraption.
help make the game better.
Does nothing in this city.
We were super rich, but I think I spent a bunch
So
tinkering with guns.
You're really running around with us now, huh?
We want to have Felix
I'm a
around
part of
because
the crew
apparently
now.
Felix plays a big
Got my own
role
bunk and everything.
with Paralon
You
Gorgon.
know, Felix, now that you're a real
Oh,
pirate,
what's this?
I shouldn't.
I didn't realize it was so zoned out. Heyo! Yes. We were unable to deliver your parcel's request. Your parcel is being returned to the...
Ducked you into the pirate's code of silence.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, the Code of Silence. What's that?
It's weird, when Borderlands did the Grandma Torg Headhunter pack and you had to do the Grandma Torg quest, it just pissed me off. But within the context of the Outer Worlds, except for the loading screen, the fact that we're going to have to unload and reload, that's the only thing frustrating about this quest. Within the context of the humor of the Outer Worlds, I'm fine with it. You know, this is the freaking DMV. It's the getting lost in the Internal Revenue Service.
Halcyon Parcel Service is proud to be the colony's only parcel delivery service.
I finally got something
How may I be
delivered,
of
went to the
assistance?
wrong address, had to bring it back. I'm back. I was on my phone. Welcome back, Death Zone. How's your internet doing, man? I love those anatomy pages here. The art's really good. Yeah, I've got this notice to pick up a parcel.
I must respectfully ask that you calm down, please. Parcels must be picked up at window A.
That's all the way over there.
Maintaining proper window structure is imperative to the smooth operation of HPS.
You're or with the ISP. Who's your provider again? I'll go to window A. You know there's going to be a window C. I'm just going to go ahead and pre-open the door for the customer. All these people are waiting in line. How did we get behind things? Were we not supposed to be in from the front? Guess we got lucky. We've cut the
How may
line.
I be of assistance?
There's no one there to service the customers. Notice there's no line in A or B. Everyone's in line C and there's no employee there. Where to pick up a parcel for Celeste?
Of course.
Jolicoeur.
If you could just verify for me that you are Jolicoeur, Celeste, or an officially authorized
Okay, now we
proxy.
gotta intimidate this woman. Okay, I guess we'll persuade her. Oh. I'm gonna persuade for XP.
Yes, I can see by your eccentric.
This better be the
mode of
best armor
dress
in the
that
game
you
because
must
this
be
was
one
a
of Ms.
seriously long
Jolicoeur's
quest at the very
associates.
end of the game.
Everything seems to be in order. Here you are, one parcel. I hope this has been a pleasant and satisfying transaction. Halcyon Parcel Service thanks you for your patronage.
Good. You have lost writ of consent. HPS delivery on 6. Okay, that's fine. It's just that stupid memo. High society cigarettes. 9 in 10 doctors smoke Camel. A sneak attack. I think we finally got that. We've gone for a sniper build this whole time. If I had to do this game again, say they release another DLC, and I can justify, like, let's do another Let's Play. It'll take us until the sun burns out. I would go melee. And I want the Supernova achievement,
Best find this week.
but I think the mechanics behind that are really dumb.
trademarked products.
Okay, give your hands to yourself.
It's a good way to spam up the intimidation. Oh, we've already lost so much with those people, it doesn't even matter. On the rep. We're enough now that they're already like nervous. We wiped out the whole group. It's not the board. Who was it? Someone's already like pissed with us. It's only Cleo, yeah, because we fought him. This is weird. Forget who's here. Guess it's the board itself that's on Byzantinium. Oh yeah, the board. I thought they were already off put with us. One of the things I hope for the sequel here too is that it's a sliding scale. I feel like the positive should overrun the negative, and the negative should overrun the positive, and they compete. Whichever, you know, where you are in the meter is where you're at with them. So this is... I get what they're going for. You can be two things at the same time. Being positive and negative. It sort of is mutually exclusive, though, isn't it?
Hey.
What the
Careful.
hell?
Don't go running around in the middle of a crime scene.
I didn't think this kind of thing happened here.
Strange times we live in. Radicals and dissidents living within the walls of Byzantium, hiding in plain sight. Never imagined Ms. Jolicoeur was one of them. We found her in her office.
Oh, she was a
working on
radical.
Something perverse. She didn't cooperate.
Okay.
So we had to put her down. Never took her for a dissident.
Just an
sympathizer.
idea. You killed Celeste. Did you really have to kill her?
Byzantium security regrets any disruption to regular flow of commerce. However, cultural and moral hygiene must always be maintained. Byzantium cultural standards are enforced by Universal Defense
This game just
Logistics.
gave us the middle finger.
Universal
We went to
Defense
every
Logistics.
planet
Your
together,
first and
Matt.
last line of defense in the war against sedition.
And had to do 2 more fetch quests after that. They killed her. Now that's... Okay, well, that ruins your fucking play. She was like the last good business person here. Just keep this door closed, Ellie and Felix. Watch, they're gonna open the door right up. There's a corporate guard out there. There, just stay in here with me. As long as that door is shut, they don't... You can steal anything all the time. We should save. Gotta remember, we gotta keep that habit. There it is, the Chimera. Cosmic smoke, very important. Trino. Okay. It is light. This is it. Dialogue plus 10. This is the armor we went everywhere for. The dialogue plus 10 is interesting, but we've already got dialogue plus 5 on really good armor that we've tinkered up. Weapon spread's kind of okay. Why are we're running this because of the armor rating, I believe. Oh, this is even better. Why am I wearing this again? Ranged weapon spread really make that much of a difference? I don't think so. I mean, a little bit, but this one we really should tinker. That damage to creatures, even though it's situational. Wow, that really is disappointing, to be honest. Actually, 53 armor for light? That's super good. Never mind, I'm kind of ignoring it. I wish it had some mod slots to it. An exquisite outfit crafted by Celeste Jolicoeur. This suit provides as much protection as standard heavy armor. Ooh. Dialogue skill is nice. At the same time, we got a lot more protection on this bad boy. Electrocharge surface. The Nightingale step works with our build. We just have to remember to put it on when we get in that situation. But hey, we completed a quest. Progress. So now, I believe Phineas wanted us to skip the Hope to Terra too. I thought Phineas wanted us to go here so that they wouldn't think anything was wrong. At the Wells Lab, send a board tracking signal from the terminal. Sophia. While I'm here, I guess, when in Rome.
What do you suppose all that ruckus in Celeste shop?
I hope this isn't the fundamental choice in this game that separates the endings, because I think there's only like 3 endings in this game from what I've heard. There's basically you side with Phineas, or you side with the board, or there's one other ending where, and you have to have max. You have to have, yeah, max would be the word, I suppose. Negative intelligence, the lowest intelligence you can have. You can get. There's another ending.
Hey, Ellie.
But that's not what we did. We actually went with a intelligence character.
Only we
lots
have
of engineering and medicine.
Episode, see?
What happened to the Code of Silence, Felix?
Well, since this is going to be a visit and probably not a, they look ridiculous. Let's look like a statesman as we go in here, though. Oh my, we look so dapper. The modern
Why do you always
human.
do that thing with your eyes whenever I talk to you. You on the alert, maybe? Looking out for hidden enemies?
Let's just say you remind me of someone.
No longer restricted,
I
eh?
bet they were real pretty.
I think Phineas told us to meet with them. I believe. We'll probably be wrong, and it's going to be like the Fallout 4 playthrough we did. We're going to unintentionally side with the railroad. Like, the group that I probably the least liked, we became the biggest ally of. We're still okay with our ending, though.
Welcome to the official
I see you're
headquarters
also
of the
overworked.
Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals. Adjutant Akande is expecting you. She's in her office.
The adjutant told you about me?
Adjutant Akande has instructed me to expect someone of your description. You'll want to check in with Mr. Percival Platt, her assistant.
Or assistant's
Please
assistant
don't miss your
assistant?
appointment. Tardiness reflects poorly on all of us.
Do we really need all this security? I have to go through 3
Generic NPCs. Just hanging out. Doing generic. Where's the sound clip? Ah, there it is. Doing generic NPC things. Okay. Boom, bop, bang.
What did I tell you? Harlow's down with the man shtick was just an act. No one who yammers that much means half of it.
It's hard to know. Doesn't sound that was Felix's friend. That was Felix's friend. It's hard to know who to
Take a
trust.
page out of my rule book. Don't trust anyone. Then it's easy.
She really is chaotic neutral, I'm telling you. She never got a soft spot for us. Just because Harlow turned out to be crooked doesn't mean everyone's like that.
Hard for them to get a knife in your back that way. People look out for their own interests.
This conversation
It's a
doesn't
fundamental law
accomplish
of
much.
nature, same as gravity and conservation of motion.
We know where Ellie's at. She's completely jaded.
This is why I hate metaphors.
No doubt.
Look, I see a lot of people, inside and out. When you get down to it, we're all made
Is
of the
artificial
same
gravity
stuff.
really artificial?
Once
It's
you
still
accept that,
gravity.
nothing much surprises you.
Okay, words to live by.
See, this is what I like. You're not working for the board out of some foolish sense.
Yeah, I shouldn't have
You're
ended
right.
this conversation.
The point is that self-interest is like Enough about anything else?
Oh, we covered what we needed to cover. Everyone's still roiling from Felix's underwhelming quest where his former mentor was an obvious heel. Like, wasn't even a little bit surprising. I think we built a whole lockpick set, if I believe. This might be all we have. I can't remember. 5. There's hack. But I believe this is going to be a lockpick. Tech skills, stealth skills. Lockpick +5. So we only ever have lockpick +5. Oh, we got it. We're over 100. Skills are high enough. That food and drug withdrawal is costing us. I'm going to save first. Try to get in here, though. It's just costing us mats. It's the biggest thing. Costing us resources.
Nice going.
The fact that they didn't catch us. Alright. NPCs, get in here. NPCs, get in here. We're gonna steal every last bottle of booze in this place. Another dumb thing is alcohol doesn't count as a drug. There was like no patch notes. It fixed like 2 things. Alcohol is a drug. When we take this stuff, drink it, it should count. There's something else that's like obviously food or a drug and they don't count it. So with both of the addictions on our character, it's tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Don't mind us just coming out of the locked door. Nothing to see here. It must be super difficult to do an adaptive AI, which is how we got Oblivions, right? It was like the Radiant then. We've already actually stole some stuff from this place. I remember this area. Under construction, they let us look around, and this is how we saw that the board had been holding messages back from Earth. They're well aware this whole thing is failing. Everything's going to come down on their heads, but they feel like they might as well go ahead and just enjoy the ride while it's here. But it means the colonies are going to fail, and there's an Earth supervisor here, and the Earth supervisor is completely corrupt.
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet. That said, he's also a wanted criminal. For information regarding his whereabouts, you are entitled to collect a reward from Percival.
Tell me why you wanted me, good, I've been meaning to turn him in. What's going to happen to Wells? Tell me why you wanted to see me.
I understand you've infiltrated the Ministry. The things you discovered there must have been shocking, even disturbing. Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. Malnutrition is already a problem. Disease will come next, followed by starvation, followed by a breakdown of society, followed by extinction. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
So that's your solution. Put the whole colony on ice.
He's supposed to be like 16, but he looks like he's 53.
We'll tear down the walls of Byzantium.
No, Mr. Millstone.
Maybe you weren't the person to bring into this conversation.
The workers of Halcyon will do exactly as they are told, as they always have. Your dreams of a people's revolution are the juvenile fantasies of a frustrated child.
What's in this for you? There's gotta be an angle. There always is for people like you.
I appreciate your skepticism, Dr. Fenhill, but I'm not doing this for any personal gain.
Sure, sure.
My
That's why the workers must do as they're
preservation of
told
our
when they're
colony
told.
by any means possible. Nothing more.
So why did you let it? Why'd you let the corruption become so
I won't
endemic?
pretend the truth isn't damning. Yes, the colony is on the verge of collapse, but there is a way to save it.
Yeah, Phineas. Basically, this game, I've watched a guy. He's a pretty good YouTuber. I think it's called like Strategy Productions, and he does really long videos about RPG games, especially Elder Scrolls Fallout. He did not give a very favorable review of The Outer Worlds, and his whole like take was that it doesn't ever put you in a bind. But I disagree. He thought it didn't put you in a bind But his logic was that it doesn't do that because there's not one clear choice, basically. He felt like there wasn't like 4 or 5 choices like Fallout, where it's like one action can have 4 or 5 different consequences. But I do feel like outside of the gameplay, the story implications do that all the time. The board, it should just be an easy heal, but it's not. They do represent order across the stars. And yes, they're corrupt and they have a lot of issues, but there's also loyalty and there are resources behind them and they can do infrastructure. So maybe, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. At the same time, they're responsible for the deaths of God knows how many. But maybe when we wake up these other colonists, it's best to have a government in place. I won't pretend the truth isn't damning as the colony is on the verge of collapse, but there is a way to save it. We need to talk about this lifetime employment program.
I'll answer however I can.
I think this is where they're killing the old people. How long do we have? What does any of this have to do with me? What's your take on this? You honestly believe the nonsense?
The lifetime employment program is not some malevolent strategy of an evil mastermind. There's no dark secret buried in the fine print.
There's 0 entitlements in the
program
system,
is
basically,
logical.
is what they're saying.
It's
No, like
reasonable,
Social Security
merciful,
kind of system.
And most importantly,
it's not merciful.
It will work.
This has got real world implications because, like, say Japan, any Western developed country, basically, Japan, Germany, even the United States, entitlements are expensive. The problem with entitlements, what happens is like Social Security. You get Social Security because people pay into it now. That's how it rises with inflation. And you get like Japan, you get an older society, and what happens is you get the majority people on the system rather than working to pay for the system. And a flip happens, and suddenly you actually can't pay for it anymore. So they're really risky. They're useful, of course, and of course this system is like no entitlements, which is the opposite and wrong too. But it's not like you can just do unlimited entitlements. They never have to be paid for. That's the biggest weakness with Social Security is if your population gets old. If everyone's old, no one pays into it. It's merciful, most probably will work. I saw the presentation, but of course this is fucking stupid. Once you get old, they just kill you. I saw that Rockwell wants to sacrifice the colony to save. There's only one way. Wells has a plan. I'm going to be kicking my heels up in Byzantium. Rockwell wants to sacrifice the colony. It's the only way to save Halcyon Wells. So Rockwell wants to sacrifice the colony.
Byzantium is the beating heart of our colony.
No, it's not.
And as long as Byzantium survives, Halcyon may one day recover from the collapse.
It's the definition of an ivory tower. It doesn't farm.
At any cost. Help me execute the lifetime employment.
It's like being in the heart of San Francisco.
And you will have earned a place of honor.
You think that
Byzantium.
Island city,
you will live
same thing with New York, can exist without farms and fuel and resources pouring into it? You gotta have a synergy of many different systems all working as one. That's how civilization exists. You will have earned a place of honor. Oh. I gotta be honest. I know this is like right in the middle of this thing, but I gotta look this up again. I know it's bullshit, and I plan on siding with Phineas because we're just basically at this point playing ourselves. I'm playing myself. Nope. Outer Worlds. Shoot, I want to read what it is without spoiling it. They freeze the plebs. Oh, okay. Now I remember. This is where they're going to basically limit the population. Them golf balls on your shirt? Yeah, no, I'm gotta have balls to golf the way I do. Yo, my wife is hot. What up, wife? That's right. So they're basically going to do like China. They're going to do a one-child policy, except even more brutal. They're going to occasionally unfreeze people to go be serfs. Remember Horseshoe Theory. I think this game is a lot less of a parody on capitalism, which of course Polygon and all their brave hot takes. So it's a mesmerizing critique. It's more like Horseshoe Theory. Both, to any system taken to any extreme is going to lead to this kind of shit. This is what communism looked like too. It's exactly the same. You take any system to too much of an extreme, What's your take on all this? I mean, this is the fucking Soviets at the same time. Can be a corporate board. What's your take on all this?
When I first discovered the truth, I was shocked, even disgusted. I wondered how we'd allowed a colony like Halcyon to fall into disarray.
Corruption.
But the more I thought about it,
you're not democratic.
The more I realized the colony had sown the seeds of its own destruction. We have become lazy and decadent. We smother ourselves in meaningless bureaucracies.
You do have a lot
we
of bureaucracy.
Deliberate and argue and procrastinate.
I mean, yeah, that's a good argument for getting rid of the board. It's not the kind of language I expect from the chairman's own adjutant.
I've served the board long enough to understand its weaknesses. Running a colony requires swift and decisive action. The board is slow, ponderous, and prone to squabbling. That's why I'm relying on you. You deliver results without the paperwork.
If anything, really, it's the CCP. Is that they literally have a fucking board. The companies are state-run and state-operated. People operate different elements of those businesses within the board. You only are allowed local. They don't even have local elections in this case. But this is, she just wants to basically take all the power. They've got some, again, like the Soviets. The Soviets had the KGB, the army, and the Communist Party, and those three acted as a triumvirate, balancing one another out in the. What they did accomplish. They weren't a very well-functioning civilization or society, but what they did manage to accomplish in the sciences and the like is basically because of that. And she's saying get rid of it, you know, that there is a sort of a balance of power, very loose here between the scientists basically and the different corporate companies and the Earth group that watches over all this shit, if I could remember the name after this year-long playthrough. That's why I'm relying on you to deliver results without the paperwork. Why you wanted to see me? I mean, you want me to turn in Wells.
When you turned Phineas Wells over to me, I knew I could rely on you. You've demonstrated your ability to place duty above sentiment. And you deliver results. That quality alone is enough to separate you from the board's army of indecisive bureaucrats.
Some bureaucracy is good. She wants to get rid of all of it. Again, it's like anything to an extreme. It's just not a good idea. You got to have some infrastructure in your government. Not a fan of bureaucracy, Sophia.
Do you know how many meetings I have to sit through? How many papers I have to sign before I can make one decision? I'm only trying to rescue Halcyon from extinction. I can't save this colony alone. I need someone capable of working outside the system. Someone who can get things done. We've already crossed the point of no return. The collapse has already begun. You must have noticed the signs in Emerald Vale. Malnutrition, disease, high mortality rates.
Most of that, again, we've learned is through
This is a
basically
permanent
propaganda.
famine, Captain. We've done all we can to curb their hunger. Very soon, people are going to realize they're starving. A famine is a problem of logistics as well as marketing. Your workers must remain productive on as little food as possible, and they must always believe that food is plentiful.
Yeah, so this is like basically bullshit because the scientists are on the ship. That's the thing, is they didn't unthaw the scientists. They just unthawed them, the top level government people and the board and so on. They unthawed the people who volunteered to just do the like basic labor. And that's why these colonies are failing and they're not producing. And they also force them to eat the corporate shit. Like there's food, whatever world it is where they like did the salt tuna. I think it was the first one where like they only eat salt tuna, and you read in the computer terminals that it's actually like 95% filler at this point. Glue and wood chunks and sawdust and stuff. And so they're all malnourished because they won't eat like a vegetable. The rations are salt tuna and only salt tuna. They won't make use of what is there locally. That's what the research in Roseway was all about.
Before you interfered in Roseway, Dr. Anton Crane was on the verge of developing a powerful
I'd rather make
appetite
food,
suppressant.
damn. I guess
would have
this
made
is
it
kind of
clear.
cut and dry. They are just straight up evil
The
in this
solution
case.
is a temporary one. Before long, our workers are going to feel the effects of starvation. The lifetime employment program is our only viable option.
All right, tell me why you want to see me.
We need to talk about Emerald Vale. You handed Edgewater over to a band of dissidents.
Yeah, because they
I
grow
can't have
vegetables.
this. Adelaide McDevitt and her people have no place in the halcyon that is to come. Edgewater needs to go. I want you to wipe the town out. No
Oh, well.
survivors.
I just talked about how there
you
seemed to
out
be a
of your
middle,
mind?
but
We're not gonna murder
she's
a
just
town
going
of
full
innocent
evil
people.
here at the end.
You will do exactly as you're told, or I will have you shot for insubordination.
This is pretty fucking
I
clear
get that you board types are all about efficiency, but
that if we helped
isn't this a
her,
bit
we'd be the
much?
first one purged.
I'm
That's what
asking your
dictators
captain to
do.
amputate a
Whoever
rotten
helped them
limb
get
from
the
the
power is
colony.
the first one they gotta
I'd
kill.
expect you to understand, Dr. Finhill. Now
You
is
can't
not the
owe
time for
anybody any
half-measures, Captain.
favors.
I need a decision from you.
The answer is no.
Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Captain. I rather like you, and I'd hate to have you shot for disobeying a direct
I don't work
order.
for you. I'm the captain of the damn Unreliable.
I'm disappointed. I was so
This
sure
is
you
it's such an
had
easy thing to
potential.
say no to. We're not gonna go wipe out the fucking town.
Side. Down they go.
Oh fuck, we're gonna be.
I got this.
I wasn't quite aware that this was gonna. Can I get out of this situation?
On your feet. Take cover.
Jeez.
Good go! Try another weapon!
Okay, that's fine. Oh, please. I hope we don't have to go through that conversation again. We're gonna have to go through that conversation again, aren't we? Maybe we won't, because it's kind of one of those decisions. It's like there's no going back. So hopefully there was a checkpoint. But I'll just run through it. I won't give the 15 minutes of.
Take your best shot, ass.
Well, in the Soviet Union, in the Communist Party, and.
You got him.
Yeah, I'd say the board reputation decreased for killing their boss. I don't remember doing that much damage before. Doing in the.
Everyone all right?
I mean, you two aren't, but we're fine. These guys were nothing. And we're wearing like straight up lockpick stuff right now. We don't even have our good stuff on. To be fair, that's kind of good stuff now. That's a lot of armor. It's a lot of armor. You got one helmet that's like 50 plus armor. Where is it? Well, whatever, that works. Percival? What was he doing here? I don't understand. Why is he? I don't remember him being here. Watch this all turn out negative, though. Watch that actually be the right call. But it still makes no sense. They don't farm on... Well, no, they do, don't they? But still, who the fuck's gonna go out and farm? These people are all like... You know, they're paper pushers. We're not gonna go out there and make salt tuna. I think it is true. In a good RPG and a good RPG game, you do need to make every... Like the pit, as buggy as it is in Fallout 3, it has a totally amoral gray. All the quests are gray. Like there's never one right answer in that DLC.